You're paying for every eyeball that drives past the billboard,
Yep.
even though most of them will never hire you.
Yep, 50 million data points Google has access to for its targeting.
Wow. And that's why we're so interested in hearing the opinions of celebrities.
So we're here today with Ed Herman.
I'm the managing partner for Brown & Crouppen. Very early on, I was much more enamored and interested in the business as a business.
How did you start on social media? You become a leader in this area.
You cannot ignore social media. And when attorneys first started to do digital marketing, they were really just thinking in terms of search engine optimization and pay-per-click.
Yep.
When you would ask people, have you figured out how to get cases on social? Everybody would say, you can't. And then
Yep.
you'd say, well, what exactly are you doing on social?
Yep.
And all you'd find out is that they're just like running a static ad on
Yeah.
Facebook. The point of social media is to literally build a relationship with your public. The ultimate tiebreaker is likability. Social media marketing was a golden opportunity for likability marketing, getting people to get to know us as people, our personalities,
Yeah.
make us approachable,
Yep.
and also demonstrate a little bit of our acumen.
Is it 80% them getting to know, like, and trust you, 20% law? 99-1?
100% of our money on social is to that end. Now, as it turns out, it produces a lot of cases, and we do run legal stuff. Let me explain what we do. You use the entertainment not only to show your personality, you do it to grow your organic audience. People are not going to choose to follow you because you show them a legal commercial. That's the last thing they want to see.
Yep.
But if you can make them laugh or you can make them learn,
Yep.
then they follow you. Now, once they're following you,
Yep.
they are now a captive, free audience. Then you can serve them a little legal medicine from time to time.
Got it.
But you don't do it like it's a commercial.
Yep.
You do it to them like you're letting them in as a friend on something that they need to know about.
Okay. In your average week, is it just filled with creative ideas? Is that kind of...
If I'm having a good week, it is.
Yeah.
And what I tend to do, like when I'm coming up with episode ideas, and I'll just start jotting down bullet points.
Okay.
And then when we film, I want it to be fresh and organic. I want it to feel genuine.
Okay.
So I don't write out a script to anything.
Okay.
I just have a general idea in my head of what I want to talk about.
Wow. Partnerships, ads, traditional, organic. So you mentioned partnerships. What I mean by this, my first employee at my company was Top Dog Law. I don't know if you know Top Dog. He is the biggest referral source of cases in Philadelphia. Just got started his firm a few years ago, all social media. He collaborated with a comedian or two that had big followings in Philadelphia and whoop, skyrocketed. So you have partnerships, you have paid ads. Break it down for us.
We look for influencers
Yep.
like in St. Louis. And what we found, and this is great for our demographic, because if you're in personal injury, your demographic are people who, they don't have a neighbor who's a lawyer. The way you get your lawyer is different. But at a certain socioeconomic level, traditionally households that make under $75,000,
Got it.
they are relying on word of mouth,
Yes.
advertising, referrals from friends. They don't know a lawyer. That's the group that you want to hit. And what's beautiful about social media is you can choose an influencer to partner with who hits right onto the demo that you're looking to hit. We found a couple of guerrilla news sites. It's every market has a couple of people with a small band of cameras who they believe they are covering the real news
Yeah.
of the city. When you reach out to them and you're like, listen, what can we do together? Would you be willing to run our content or do things co-sponsored to get our stuff in front of your already existing audience?
Yes.
And they're willing to do it, and they're willing to do it for very little money.
Yes.
See, when you spend money on television, you got to pay for all of the eyeball. It's the people who might hire you, and you're paying for the people that will never hire you.
Yep, exactly.
When you do billboard, you're paying for every eyeball that drives past the billboard,
Yep.
even though most of them will never hire you.
Yep.
But on social media, you can hard target the demographic of people that you know will hire you if they need you.
Wow.
And you can spend your money with a scalpel and not a sledgehammer.
So the learning curve here, it's such a high abandonment rate. And then there's a very small percentage of attorneys like you, Daryl Isaacs, et cetera, who, nope, they're like, if they're not engaging with my content, it's me. I gotta change my content. So talk to me about that learning curve for you.
Those firms that don't want to do social or they abandon it too quickly, they're probably just fat and happy. But the truth is they have their money, they got it all from advertising on television.
Yep.
And they shouldn't be running their own business.
Yeah.
They should be at this point they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Nobody who's fat and happy should be running a business. The business should be run by innovators who are hungry, because that's where growth comes from. It comes from hunger. So on the learning curve, you got to put the hungry people in charge of the growth.
Okay.
You may want to put your money in TV till the day you die.
Yep.
But if all of the eyeballs have shifted away from television, and they haven't yet,
Mm-hmm.
but they will over time, we know it's coming,
Yep.
you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to pick where the eyeballs are.
Yep.
People get to pick where they go.
Yeah.
You have to figure out then how to get in front of them on the platform that they choose to spend their time on. Right now, people are choosing to go down the rabbit hole of TikTok. Nobody wants to see a traditional legal ad on social media. They will skip it in an instant. But man, if you can grab their attention with something they are interested in, which could be as simple as food. I mean, we do an entire show called 3 Lawyers Eating Sandwiches. For years, people said eating lunch with us was like sitting through an episode of Seinfeld. So we said, you know what? Let's have a show where it's as if people are eating lunch with us. And instead of making it about us and our law firm, we made it about the food at a local establishment.
Yep.
Nobody wants to share your legal ad, but if you have a great video that highlights delicious sandwiches from a place that they can actually go to, because it's in our community, that stuff gets shared like crazy. For years, they would come up to you and say, oh, you're the guy from those commercials. Nobody says that anymore. They'll say, you're the sandwich guys, you're the sandwich lawyer. Everybody who watches our stuff, we capture all of the data that we're allowed to, and then we can serve up to that market anything we want.
Oh my God, it's genius. People look at what you've done, and oftentimes they don't hear the failure side. Can you bring us back to a moment where it wasn't working?
Yes.
And then the light bulb moment where you said, we're changing.
When we started, we actually started producing 4 TV shows. 2 of them became extremely successful, and 2 of them just didn't take off. You don't know what's gonna connect. When I did the nap video has got something like 4 million views on YouTube and Facebook. It's 5 minutes about me teaching people the different types of naps and how to get the best kind. And I do it for 5 minutes as a lawyer, and I end it by saying, if you're looking for a well-rested lawyer, this is who you want to call. And the thing is, it works. Because people assume if you're an expert in one area, you're an expert in all areas. That's the truth. And that's why we're so interested in hearing the opinion of celebrities. You speak about your passion, you will move people. I don't care who you are, especially if you're a lawyer, come on. Don't tell me you didn't go to law school with just a little bit of entertainer in you. Of course you did. You got 2 choices in life. You're gonna spend your whole life figuring out how to fit in, or you're gonna spend your whole life figuring out how to stand out. I'm a big believer in long form on YouTube.
Okay.
I have 2 million hours of viewed content, not 2 million views. Anybody can get 2 million views. Good luck getting 2 million hours. That's why I like long form, because I get to see how long can I actually keep people's attention for. This is totally separate from social.
Got it.
I take the content that we created for social.
Got it.
I string it together with our commercials in between. I create half-hour blocks and I put them on television. You can buy those for dirt cheap on all of the stations. They all have infomercial time. Even if it's in the middle of the night, it doesn't matter. There are always people up. There are always people watching. You will be shocked. And when you own the whole half hour, nobody else can put a commercial in during that time. You are mine. You're gonna watch me do my funny stuff, and then you're gonna watch my commercials until you get the next funny video.
5 minutes viewing on a YouTube video is equivalent to 25 TikToks I read once. 25 TikToks for 1 5-minute view on YouTube. The quality of a view of 5 minutes is dramatically higher.
And think about the impression that you're gonna leave. TikTok is great if you can get them as a follower. Because then you're gonna follow up with stuff. But you know, YouTube, you might just get one crack at them seeing your stuff one time. And you need something that's gonna make that immediate impact, get that subscriber, and bring it in. And we don't pay for followers, we don't pay for subscribers. We do promote our content. How do you get it to go viral? And I say, it's like building a fire. You gotta start it off with a little kindling. And then if you've got enough oxygen, the thing will take off you know, on its own. TikTok, it's growing. It's going to be great. You're going to get a lot of people on there. But from a strategic standpoint, YouTube is still the best because it's owned by Google. Google has more behavioral data
than anything else.
Which means that YouTube has access to the same behavioral data that Google does. And that means that you can hard target your videos so much better on YouTube.
So are you familiar with Performance Max, the new AI that Google launched? You ever hear of that?
I have not.
It's another new trinket they launched. Pretty advanced AI. AI, and they released some data on this. 50 million data points Google has access to for its targeting, compared to 14,000 data points on Facebook because of Cambridge Analytica, all the restrictions on demographics. You can target household income brackets. There's so much more ability to handcraft, like you said, the scalpel approach.
See, Google and YouTube, they know how to broad match. They can tell if you're doing a search because of medical symptoms that you have. They know to serve you up a lawyer that's handling cases that's relating to the medicine you're asking about. There's no other platform that will do that for you. Don't give up on YouTube, and don't give up on long form.
Yeah, it's quality over quantity. I think a big takeaway before we sign off here is quality over quantity of followers. We have probably 20,000 lawyer subscribers on YouTube. We have the biggest YouTube following for lawyers. And a lot of times I go to these other masterminds and they laugh at me, like, oh, you're 20,000 channel, I'm talking to people with 5. Okay, they're all lawyers. That's what my business does. So
on my fan page, you will keep seeing the same 100 names popping up all the time. And they are your personal ambassadors. I would rather have 100 people out there speaking my virtue and handing out my name and card and insisting on people that they hire me.
Then 100 people that are just like, I think I know you.
50,000 people in some other market just for what? For ego? The whole reason I'm doing it is in the hope that the public feels comfortable and wants to approach, wants to get their pictures taken, wants to then post those pictures on social. I mean, that's the whole point.
For everyone listening, what's your #1 tip right now to get started, kick the excuses, start putting out content?
I think you have to just jump into it. It's not expensive. You don't need a lot of money to get started with it. Copy people. I mean, truthfully, most of you, if you're not sitting out there on some great original idea, smart thing to do would be go to look at lawyers who are already doing it successfully, look at the videos that they're doing that have gotten the best engagement, and look just to find your version of it.
If you enjoyed this video, you gotta follow Ed Herman and just study what is he doing to create this cult-like following in his market so you can get qualified subscribers and followers in your market.
Do not believe you can't do it. You absolutely can do it.
Give us a smash on the thumbs up button. Leave us a comment. Is there anything we need to go deeper into we're unclear on or that you learned from this video? And I'll see you in the next one.